beautiful beaders, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and I'm back with the Eureka Crystal Beads collection for June. Can you believe it? I can't believe it's already June. It is the first Thursday of the month, which means I am back to reveal their next monthly collection. Quick reminder before we get into it that this is not a subscription. This is a one-time purchase, so by purchasing this, you do not start a subscription. You can pick and choose the collections you want. They're all different in their own way. Very high quality and are inspired by the color palettes of nature. I will leave the link to this one right down below the video, as well as the other past collections. Let's open this up and see what the theme is this month. All right, so here's our contents. Oh my word, do you see this? This is where I want to be right now. So you can see this card right on the top gives us an indication of what our theme is this month. Look at that coast. Can't you just feel your toes in the sand and the warm sun on your back? Oh. All right, and then inside this package, of course, is our lovely tissue paper bundle, which contains all of the items inside this collection, and we have more information here to refer to. It says, ocean waves crash in the distance and wind whips at your hair while you sink your toes into the warm sand among the dune grasses. Summer has arrived. I'm definitely feeling that. All right, so it looks like our theme for June is called Beach Dunes. And based on the card that we see back here, I'm in anticipation of some natural beauty with this one. So as you can see, here's the list of all the contents. It's got everything broken up, really organized. We're gonna see some Japanese seed beads, of course, like we usually do, as well as it looks like some natural materials, some gemstones and shells perhaps. We'll also take a look at some items in the Czech Glass category, a few findings, and even some crystal. And look, it looks like the free mystery gift is back, which they have informed me that it is actually for a limited number of collections. So the first 300 collections will come with the free mystery gift, and that is going to be different for every person. And these collections do have a tendency to sell out pretty quickly on the first day because so many of us love them. Which brings me to my next point. You won't see specific colors on this list here. You will see SKU numbers. You can pop these into the EurekaCrystalBeads.com website in their search bar to learn more about the particular item that you received. But it is possible as they restock that certain things will have some subtle differences depending on the availability of the items. But they do a great job keeping any substitutions as close as possible to the original contents. The total cost of this particular one is $59. The retail cost is $80, so that's a savings of $21 over retail. And then of course they always have free shipping on orders over $35, which is awesome, as well as a 2.5% cash back on all orders. So this has been one of my favorite places to shop for jewelry making supplies anyway for quite some time. And the fact that they come out with these monthly collections now is just pretty much icing on the cake. So I know we're all excited to get right into it. So let's see what this bundle has in store for us. Oh my goodness. Look at all these stunning neutrals. You can almost see the sparkle of the sun coming off the sand and the water. All right, guys, so here's a first little peek at the first section we're going to go through. This is for the Japanese seed beads, and we have 7 different vials of high quality Toho and Miyuki beads to take a look at, which also kind of sum up our color palette that we're going to see today. Here's a close look at the first 3 vials of seed beads we have. These are size 11-0 by the Toho brand, 2.5-inch tubes. And we're starting out with this timeless trio of neutrals. We have gorgeous white lined clear seed beads that have an AB finish, or that kind of mother of pearl look, if you will. A classic sparkling gold tone here with the silver lining that gives it that extra reflective quality. And then kind of a luminous shade of a light to medium brown tone. These are all fabulous neutrals. They will go with so many different things. And you can see how uniform these seed beads are. Great to work with for so many different types of projects, not just jewelry making. And then we also have 2 vials of size 15-0 seed beads. These are by Miyuki, and you will receive 10 grams per tube. I have this bright glistening white right here, which is also balanced by this deep bronze. And I love getting 15-0s in these collections too once in a while, because I find that mixing different sizes of seed beads, just like when you mix color, it can add some depth to what you're doing. And those two colors, again, being so neutral, will go with so many different things. So these are great, all of these to have on hand. And then to add some even further interest to this section, we have some size 8 Toho round seed beads, also in a 2.5-inch tube. And I'm gonna call this our dolphin gray. Can't you just picture those dolphins jumping out of the water in the distance? So we're getting some warmer neutrals and some cooler neutrals, like you see in my hand, through this opaque light gray tone. And then finally, the last vial in this section are some Miyuki bugle beads in the smaller or shorter 3mm size. This warmer but very light beige tone with that luster finish on it. This definitely reminds me of shells. And I think we can all see how this collection is starting to take shape just from this first section alone. Now let's get into our natural gemstone and shell section. And it looks like we're starting out with some gorgeous sparkle. This is a strand of 2mm micro-faceted and coated gemstone beads. And I'm just gonna turn this just a little bit, so hopefully you can get a little bit of that sparkly shimmer. These are so stunning. It's quite a long strand. You get 185 pieces, and they have the tiniest micro-faceting, which gives them all those different surfaces for the light to bounce off of. You can use these in different projects in place of, say, 2mm pearls or anything of comparable size to add something different, a little bit more texture and a little bit more sparkle. Here's the next item in this section. These are some 31 by 21mm chandelier charms. As you can see how they have the different holes to connect your findings as well as other beads or wire work or whatever you want to do with these gorgeous components. You can keep them as natural as you like. Obviously, I could see some bright gold looking so gorgeous with this. They are very natural with this slim and smooth profile, and each of them are going to be a little bit different just because of the nature of these natural materials. Look at that gorgeous luster, and they definitely don't feel like they'd weigh down your ears. And they got the combination of our neutrals in there between the white and the warmer golden tones and the more grayish, cooler tones of neutrals. Everything's right in there. And then, oh my goodness, I could not wait to get into the strand. This is natural white coral. This is sustainable. It's sustainably harvested. They have picked up the broken pieces of coral from the beach, basically, and have turned those into beads. So they're all going to be a little bit different. No two beads or strands are really going to be alike. And this is one of those items that is going to be more limited just due to the nature of something special like this. So if you're watching this video later than, say, the initial run of this collection, this is one of those items they might not be able to replace as closely as they usually do. So please keep that in mind. They are very smooth to the touch. You have that bleached coloring, again, very neutral, so it will go with all different things if you want to brighten them up or just keep them neutral and clean and classic as they are. Here is a little rundown of this whole strand as I move it through my hand. So many beads on there. And then, oh my goodness, I haven't even taken them out of the bag. They are stunning. So they're called 25mm acrylic spiral shell charms. They look like actual natural shells that you would pick up off the beach. Like, they have nailed it. And not only that, they are gilded with this bright, smooth, very high quality looking gold detail you can see around the spiral and then around the opening of the shell here and at the top of the loop. You would have a hard time telling that these are not actual shell. And even holding them in my hand, like, they have nailed the texture and everything. The only thing that gives it away for me is that they're a little bit lighter and then not cold to the touch. But just looking at these, they look authentic. Look at those swirls of color. Look at that. Amazing. And then our final bag from that section is this one. This one contains natural gold-plated spiral shell charms, 2 pieces inside. Look at how bright these are. They are gleaming So I do believe, like it says, these are coated shells. They are coated in this very smooth metallic plating. And you can see how all the natural texture of the shell underneath comes through beautifully, as well as the shape and the little peak of the natural shell inside right there. Such a great addition to this collection too. I just love seeing how these bead mats come together with everything that they've handpicked to go specifically with our theme. Can just really feel it. So here's the next section. Yes, we still have a lot to go through. This is the Czech Glass section, and here's a quick peek of what's in store there. And as you can see here, we're starting off with some 2-hole beads. These are called Storm Duos, and mine are in this natural sandy color. You can see the little wave in this particular shape and the 2 holes running parallel through the sides of those beads. These will be great to work into some new bead weaving projects. As well as our next 2 items, we have 2 strands of Czech fire polish beads in the 3mm size. I received this one in this antique gold metallic sort of tone, and then this one in a more translucent, perhaps topaz luster. For our next strand, this is a size 4mm, and it's not just a solid opaque white. It is a very luminous, kind of a pearlescent white. It's got just a hint of shimmer if you look really, really close, which makes that faceting really stand out. They look like little faceted pearls. And then next we have another great shape. These are the Super Duos, a 2.5-inch tube in another glossy neutral sandy tone. Another one of my favorite Czech Glass shapes to play around with. And then here is our next bag. How awesome are these? This is a strand of 6mm Baroque Czech Glass pearls. It says there's 50 pieces on the strand, and there's just so much I love about them. They're a great size. This shape is so interesting. I mean, you could use these in place of another 6mm round bead, but they would add an amazing texture. And then this color is amazing too. It's a satiny gold, a little bit more toned down on the scale of brightness. They look so elegant, don't they? And then we have made it to the last item in the Czech Glass section. This is a bag of Moby Duos. It's another 2-hole shape that I just actually shared in my Sanibel pendant tutorial. If you haven't checked that out and you're curious as to what these look like in a design, you can definitely take a look at those. And that was actually a pendant inspired by the beach as well. There's 50 pieces in this bag, and it's again in another great neutral, sandy sort of a tone. Follows our theme, but yet will work with a lot of different applications. We then have 3 items to go through in our findings section. Of course, they are gold, which goes along with some of the charms we've already seen and also goes so well with our color palette. This bag contains 10 gold-plated head pins. You can see they're ball head pins, so it makes it look like there's a little bead sitting there nice and neat after you string something on them. There's also a bag containing 6 pairs of gold-plated ear wires, which match the tone of our head pins, and you're ready to go to make some gorgeous earrings based on just what's in here alone. Even if you just popped on these shell charms onto some ear wires, there you go. And then finally, we have this bag containing a tiara cast antique gold plated button. This would make such a stunning clasp, don't you think? You can see that imprint of a shell, very beachy looking, simple and elegant. Our next section just contains this one bag, and this is the Preciosa crystal, and these are 3mm size beads, and if you hadn't told me, they look like Swarovski. They look gorgeous. It's a beautiful mix of metallics and also crystals that are more translucent, and there is a look at those up close in my hands so you can have a better idea of what's in the particular mix I received. And of course, it follows our color palette to the T. All right, now for our very last section, the Swarovski crystal, we have our first bag, which contains 6mm bicone beads. We have 20 pieces inside. Beautiful, precisely cut, sparkly goodness with the translucent, milky opal white. And this selection has an AB finish on it. You can see the slight rainbow of colors under the light. And then finally, this bag containing 2 12mm Swarovski crystal cushion cut square rivelis. There's 2 pieces inside. These are definitely a more muted Swarovski selection, but such a classic neutral with a subtle sparkle and the beautiful facets. There's a look at the enameling on the back and then the sides of the stone. They're just so perfect. And what a great way to wrap up this Beach Dunes collection. I have one more item, and that is the free mystery gift, which, as a reminder, will be available for the first 300 people that order one of these Beach Dunes collections. They are in limited supply, and all of the free mystery gifts will be different. Most likely, it looks like mine are a tube of some Toho demi rounds and this awesome matte iris metallic sort of combination. That's awesome. These are so fun to work with. And these actually go pretty well with the collection down here below. So that's a very exciting mystery gift for me indeed. And what a stunning collection once again they have put together. They've knocked it out of the park again. I'm going to live vicariously through this collection right now and pretend like I'm sitting here looking at the ocean with all of these sparkling sand around me, with my toes, feeling the warmth, the salt air, and the wind rustling the beach grass. But really though, they've done such a great job once again. We have an excellent mix of high quality products. Not only do you get a great selection of different sizes of Japanese seed beads, but a great selection of various shapes of Czech glass, even some multi-hole shapes, and various crystal from bicones to stones. And then what really brings this collection home for our theme, the amazing long strand of natural, sustainably harvested coral, the sparkling microfaceted quartz crystals, the shell and shell-related findings, the bright gleaming gold that accents all of these neutrals. And you can see while there aren't like greens and blues pulled into this Beach Dunes collection, you could easily pair these items with those colors from your stash to bring in more pops of color, or just leave it natural and classic like it is. Lots of possibilities here, lots of inspiration, which is why I love these collections so much, and I think you can see why. So if you want to bring the vacation to you and pick up one of these collections, feel free to check out the link right down below the video. That'll take you right to it, and you can also view the other collections that they have brought to us in the past. Once again, this is not a subscription. These are monthly collections. They do come out the first Thursday of each month. And what's great about that is you can pick and choose which ones you want. You can also pick up past collections. You can pick up a couple of the same collection. I think it's a really great setup. And also, if you have found that they have sold out of this collection by the time that you go to check it out, you can add your email to their waiting list and they will send you an email when the collection does come back in stock. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let us know what you think of this month's theme. If you have a favorite item that you saw here today, anything else you'd like to say, I'd love to hear from you, and I know they would love to hear about it as well. And until next time, I hope you guys are just staying safe and creative and healthy. I will talk to you guys again real soon. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And as always, happy beading. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. For more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of my latest videos. You can check out the information section below this video for links to all my social media handles, recommended products, and my shop and blog at orchidandopal.com. Thanks for watching.